line and Unix and shell scripting. So Python is something which I've just started off in classes, so which you can continue. So coming to AWS and Unix scripting, so why am I going ahead with this is, so I'm going to teach you everything, whatever we do will be taught on AWS platform only. So why AWS? It's a cloud platform. So learning it fully in depth is like 60 to 75 days. It itself takes, and it's still a learning thing. Every time a new release, and every time a new tool is added, a new feature is added. So we will kickstart off with the basic services which we have to know, so that we can have a clear understanding of infrastructure, and uh, for for our hands-on experience, that going ahead, you can see, like, see, I've worked on a cloud platform. Okay, so end of the day, it's like not only teaching you DevOps, but even getting you acquainted with the cloud environment, so that mostly DevOps goes well with cloud platform. So it's not cloud, it would be build and release mostly. It's cloud, then it is DevOps, as you all might have known it. Okay, so let's start off with Amazon Web Services, the most established cloud service provider in the market. Okay, after that we'll teach you Unix and Linux shell scripting, followed by Python. Why Python? Because mostly they ask a person with a skill set of is one scripting tool like Perl, Python, some knowledge and some programming. Okay, so why am I going with Python? You can quickly ask me, because Java, .NET, these are all already established um, programming languages in market, which 90% people know. Okay, and it's like, it's a long time since they've come up. It's better, whenever we are learning, it's better to learn something new, right? So Perl and Python, these are also there in market. I mean, not since a long time, but Python is more preferred when coming to a cloud environment, because Python is an open source. Okay, and mostly Python is used for building all the open source. These days every tool, okay, every platform is an open source platform which is coming up. Let's say, like Amazon Web Services, we have OpenStack, which a cloud, which is used to build own private, own private clouds. Okay, so in what is the code written? It is totally written in Python and Django, right? So go ahead and see couple of other tools like Twist, and even Amazon Web Services extends its support for for Python by providing Python SDK. Okay, so it's such a powerful language to learn. So anyways, wherever you go for an opportunity, they say DevOps with with sound knowledge in shell scripting, and better understanding in Python. This is what they usually ask you. So that's the reason it's like, I don't teach more on Ruby or Perl, which is outdated skill. Most of them do possess in market, but let's go ahead and start off with something fresh. Okay, so that it will be helpful. Shiva, are they joining?
Actually, some your friend Satvik is joining.
Yeah, Satvik, don't think he'll be joining. He told me he can't make it today. So he'll be joining from next class, he told me.
Okay, no problem. So I think Spandana, Sandeep is also a new guy. Our
Oh,
student.
Sandeep is also.
Yeah, our student.
Okay, okay, that is a different student.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I'm so sorry. I was just confused. Okay, I'll speak with Sandeep. Hey, Sandeep, I'm so sorry. There was
Yeah,
another guy in our
that's what.
session named Sandeep, so I thought
Yeah,
it
that's what
was
I'm
you.
surprising. You said that I already know about you, but actually I am from mechanical background. You are going continuously exposing about
Okay, okay. You're
different.
from a mechanical background. Okay, no
Yeah,
problem, no problem. So this is fresh for you, right? Don't worry,
Yeah, I actually,
it's easy to learn.
uh,
Uh, let me remind. I just flashed some. It's just something flashed into my mind when you said you're from Mexico. I used to have a lead. Okay, so she was around 12 to 15 years experienced, and she was the first one who was given a presentation for an OpenStack. First lady who was given a presentation. Okay, so she is from a mechanical background. So whenever someone comes and says, "Hey, ma'am, I'm from mechanical background," or I'm from not from much programming background, she herself comes up and says that, "See, I'm from this background," and she's an architect. She used to say this, just remembering, just something flashed into my mind. It's not a problem. I'm going to teach you from basics. Don't worry. So if at all any of you find anything more prolonged or anything that any topic which you can't understand, just raise your hand and stop, and rather than you need a clarification here, we'll clarify it rather than with that doubt continuing for the next 40 to 50 minutes. It's better that we clarify it upfront. End motto, whatever I teach you should understand, right? So whatever you learn, it should be useful to you. That's it. So if you have any doubt or if you're not able to follow my class, please to stop me. Okay. Sandeep, you're from a mechanical background and you're going to start your career afresh in IT, right?
yes.
Right. Good. Sure. So let's start off now. Let me tell you a few basics, what is cloud and why we going ahead with it and all. Okay. So what is cloud? You might have been wondering, saying, hey, Spandana is saying it's a cloud platform, it's a cloud server, these are some services. What is he all speaking about? What is it all? So cloud. Cloud is nothing but, let's say, probably it would be a more of no, uh, explanation, more sort of explanation for this. We'll have a session for 1 hour morning. Probably I'll tell Shiva if he finds time, he can arrange some class for end of the day or something. Okay. So cloud. So what is cloud? Okay. So simple. You have your Gmail account. Okay. So how are you going to log into your Gmail account? Simple. Just log into, if I have to connect to this internet provider web page. Okay, after that I can start opening something else. Okay, whether it's Gmail or it's Google or something. So I don't have a Gmail account. I'll say sign up, and I'll create a username, a password, and I'll just log in. Okay, so this I did it in my own PC. But after going to office, or no, I went out to my friend's place or something. So now I have to open my Gmail account. Okay. So what are the minimum things which are required to open my Gmail account? Internet and my credentials. That's it. Is there anything which I need to log into my Gmail account? Nothing. So, but let's say you have installed, you have to log into your Skype account. Simple. How are you going to log into your Skype account? First thing, yes, internet is also required. Credentials is also required. There is a third most, this is the first most important thing actually, I'll say. What is it? Skype needs to be installed. Okay. Or there might be few services which doesn't need internet connectivity also. These are some applications which you install, like few games which we actually play in our mobile. What do they do actually in our laptop as well? So you just download them, okay, and you just play with them or play all the time, right? So here, where is your data stored? When you're coming to Skype or some games, what is happening? Okay, so you have to download some MB of data on your your mobile or on your PC, okay, and then start utilizing it, okay. So where is your data saved? Your data is saved on your computer in which you are working, okay, simple. So but where is Gmail account, all your mails, where are your contacts, where is everything, where is all this shared? It is nowhere present on your computer, but it is sitting somewhere. Google is providing you a service where you can access all, where you can access all your Gmail contacts, your mails, everything. It is not actually in your place. It is somewhere in another geographical location of this earth, okay. So how are you going to access it? Via internet, okay. So for anything which can be accessed over internet is nothing but the application is sitting on cloud, which doesn't need any physical storage, or which doesn't have any copy on its physical location. Only thing, you should have an internet connection to log in. That's it. Which means that you get a 5 GB of storage in Gmail. From where is this 5 GB actually? It is not allocated from your memory. Okay, so it is allocated from a server which Google is providing us. Okay, so they use Google Cloud. That's a different story. It's for their own purpose. They use Google Cloud. Microsoft uses Microsoft Azure. Okay, so all the enterprises and people outside do use Amazon. Okay, so cloud, something which can be accessed over internet. Simple, nothing much. So why is cloud? Why is everyone speaking cloud, and why is everyone speaking cloud computing? Why is everyone speaking all this? Simple. So now you three come up to me saying, Spandana, now you'll be teaching me Unix and shell scripting. So now you also have to practice shell scripting. Okay, or else you tell me, Spandana, you're teaching me Python. We need a place, a Python install to practice. Very good. So now either if you three have your own laptops, you have to come, okay, you have to install, Python inside it and do it. Okay, fine. So, but how many technologies are you going to install inside it? First question, okay. So, thing is, you have installed Python in your laptop, okay. You are doing some programs, okay, leave it. You guys three went to your friend's place or went to office or something where you didn't carry your laptop, or you're not allowed to carry your laptop. But you have some free time and you want to quickly start off from a program which you have written half and left. Okay, so now you have to start it. So first thing what you need is your laptop in which Python is installed. It is not there, you can't continue with the program, or where your program has been half written, you need it from there to continue, resume your programming. So what would you do? You should have a laptop for that. Simple, I'm just giving you a simple example. But instead, if you create a virtual machine in AWS account, which can be accessed from anywhere. It's your friend's place, or it's your office, it's another part of the globe. It is accessible from anywhere, right? So, and coming to enterprises, this just for an individual use I'm telling. Coming to an enterprise, you have to launch a server. How much effort we are putting? Buy a physical hardware, get all the networking properly configured and connected, okay? Divide the VPC, subnets, everything. After that, install operating system on it. Then boot your machine, okay, boot your machine totally and bring it up. After that, you have to make some applications installation or software installation. That is, so many steps it has. So you come to AWS and say, hey, I want a Linux image, so and so RAM, so and so hard disk. That's it. Hardly takes 3 to 4 minutes for you to get a new virtual machine up and running. There it takes probably a week's time to set up a server. Actually a server, it would take obviously from the time you're selecting a hardware, the time after your hardware is selected, is deployed, everything it takes a week's time. So it is actually not only that, you're investing a lot for that hardware. You have a requirement for a month. If you invest so much in hardware, what are you going to get as a profit in it? Nothing. You just spending some hardware, probably the minimal amount you would require. But if you take the same from cloud, what happens is, how is it going to work out in cloud? You're launching an virtual machine, okay? You're using that virtual machine, right? So as you're using some services providing by AWS, they'll charge you some minimal amount as a rent. That's it. Buying a product, I don't know how many of you are from India or from there. Simple. Whenever in our childhood we do know this. There is some function going on in your house. All the tents, chairs, everything is brought from outside, a tent shop probably, and you pay them a rent for a day or two for which you're using them in your house and return them back. It is like they charge you very less. But how if you're going to buy all the set of all this Nilkamar 100 chairs or 200 chairs and again a big tent and put it aside in your storeroom for days together for next year if you want to use it? That is not going to work out. You have to invest a lot in it. So that is how a difference between a server hosted by us and a server which is used from a cloud service. Okay, very simple. You are taking a rent for it, paying a rent for it, using it. Whenever you don't want it, you're just stopping that instance. That's it. Here, whenever you want or you don't want, the hardware which you bought should be kept with you only. So it is again a sort of cost cutting, and it increase which comes up will be managed by AWS team on your infrastructure, okay, and it is very secure, okay. So how would I say it is very secure is, so whenever you're trying to create an instance, you get a PEM file, okay, a key file, okay. So that key file is only generated once. If you miss to take a note of this key file, what happens is you will never be able to log into this instance. Only thing is you can start and stop, but you can't ever log into this instance. And this copy of key is a randomly generated key which only the end user, that is we, will have, but AWS itself doesn't have a copy of it in any of its database. So no one can, even without a person knowing your credentials and your key, cannot log in, and your IP address cannot log into your instance. Okay. Fine. So far it's clear. Okay. So virtual machine, it's all theoretical stuff. So let's see what is this page where I'm actually waiting for and all. Google. So I want you all to, whatever practice you're doing, just do it in AWS instances only, which will help you to be better acquainted with this platform as well. Okay, and not only that, so it's AWS provides you a free service for first 1 year after you register and sign up. You can use its services for free for 1 year. That is, there are few conditions which says that 750 hours of free usage every month. So 750 hours of free usage every month means per day it's 24 hours. Okay, so 750, it is almost 20 days. Even it's 20 days, it is 480 hours. It is more than that. Okay, more than that, you can use your instances. One more point: whenever you are opening an instance, make sure that when after your work is done, please make sure that you're turning them off, or else they are unnecessarily charged after that free usage. Okay. So now I'll say Amazon console. Type Amazon console, Amazon management console. Go to sign up. If you have an account, go to sign into AWS console. If you don't have, go to sign up. Give your mail ID and say that. It will not ask you for a password, as you said you're a new user. Go ahead, and it will ask you to give you a few details about your date of birth, your full name, your residential address, followed by it will ask you to give your credit or debit card information. Okay, so after you give it, $1 would be deducted from your account, and which will be refunded back to your account. Okay, so it is just for verifying whether that card is or payment method is correct or not. Okay, so once it is verified, again your money will be reverted back to your account. Don't worry. So as long as you're using it in a free tier, you'll not be charged, and even though there is a bill generated also, you have to pay it. It is not that it does an auto debit option, or you only have to go ahead and pay. It's secure only to give your card details over there. Okay, so give your card details, and after giving your card details, go to sign into console and give your username and password, after which you will be logged into this page. This is your page which you will be getting it. So these are all different services or different features which AWS has provided. Okay, simple, lot of them. So before we start, I want to show you something. This is your region. I'm now in Virginia. We have around 8 to 9 geographical locations which are supported by AWS, which means that your AWS servers are sitting in these many geographical locations, okay, around the globe. You see, I'm sitting somewhere and I'm trying to work on an instance which is in some other region. It still works. It's not an issue. So why is it required to know in which geographical location it is suppose you have a project in Ireland, okay, your client is in Ireland, and your application needs to be running in Ireland, but you go ahead and configure your infra in Virginia, it will work. But for your request to reach the instances sitting in Ireland and again, or in Virginia, and again for response going back, it would take some time. It is not too much time, but it would give a time lag for applications. Even a millisecond or a 2 millisecond time lag is a time lag only, right? So it has some time lag. So if you are sitting, if you want if you are in Ireland and your application is in Ireland, better that we go ahead and launch our infra also in Ireland, which reduces the time lag. That is one reason why people look for geographical locations before they start working on their real-time applications. Okay. So going ahead, we have compute, storage, database, networking, analytics, security and identity, management tools, developer tools, IoT, mobile services and application services, whatever. So among this, what is each telling about each category we'll just discuss, and what are the tools which we'll be learning and also discuss in this demo. So compute, it is nothing but compute, computational services, okay, a computer, okay, computational services. It's all about your CPU and all. So this is the place where we actually launch virtual machines, manage virtual machines, okay. All the virtual machine life cycle is managed in the compute service, okay. And storage, what we have in storage? Yes, storage and content delivery. There is database and there is storage difference. Database, yes, I should have some data, let's say username and password, which needs to be always stored in a database, which should be retrieved, okay. Some data is passed from one application to another application, okay. So which needs to be kept in some place for temporarily for some time, after which it can be removed. It's just for transferring data, we use some location. That is storage and content delivery, where some content or static content is stored there for some amount of time, okay. And networking, yes, we all know why we use networking, why we need networking is to connect our instances or to connect even our laptop to the internet or to external world, we do need networking. Okay. Developer tools are nothing but it's a bit of R&D area in AWS. Okay. And security and identity. How you are going to secure your instances or your account, how you're going to manage your users, that is what it speaks about. Okay, more or less we'll be going through this area, the sections. Okay, so those are mobile services, application services, Internet of Things, AWS, IoT. IoT is a platform to link different Android applications and all stuff over here. Okay, and these would be few enterprise applications. There's nothing but it's like commons. Workspace is nothing but a common space which is shared by everyone, and work docs in this area, just upload all your documents which will be synced by your other peers who are working. There's some mailing servers, that's it. So I'll tell you what actually EC2 does. Okay, before EC2 let's speak about networking once and go ahead. Okay, so networking, what is networking? What is it actually dealing about? Let's say you have a laptop now, a physical laptop. To connect to the session, you need a LAN or Wi-Fi to connect to the session, right? So after this, all the blah 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 stuff can be done, logging in or doing all this is required. But without internet connecting, we cannot access anything, right? So internet is a primary thing. So how are you getting internet over here? It is with either with your LAN cable or with Wi-Fi, right? So it is your physical machine. Simply you plugged in a LAN cable, it started working. Yes, it should work. On this instance, there is, let's say my server is having 100 GB of hard disk with 32 GB of RAM. Simply just assume 16 GB of RAM, okay, and something else, and so 32 vCPUs or something, whatever. So now I have created 10 virtual machines with 10 GB of this and 1.6 GB of RAM for each. I have divided and 3.2 GB of RAM and 10 GB of memory. I have created 10 virtual machines. Let's say all these 10 virtual machines are, where are they actually sitting? You can clear. See. How many of you know virtualization? Let me explain. This is your hardware or a physical machine's operating system. Top of which you have a driver. Top of which you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 virtual machines. Okay. So again, going ahead with each of the virtual machine, let's speak about each virtual machine. This is having operating system, some applications. Okay. So now your operating system, let's say I'm using Windows. This is what I have, a driver inside my operating system. I have a driver. Let's say it's a Linux. You have a libvirt driver. Okay. So what this driver is and what it does, we'll speak about later. Okay. On top of which we have 10 virtual machines created. Okay. So every virtual machine has operating system and application. Here, to connect this machine to external world, I use LAN cable. I plug in, it starts working. But how is the internet going to work for this 10 machines, as I can never plug in a LAN cable into this, right? So how is it going to work? Simple. When you plug in this LAN cable, okay, so it is actually routed in a way, in which this network is divided among all the virtual machines which are created or running, okay, and for everything again a different set of IP is created. Again, everything is created. This machine has a different IP. This machine has a different IP. If you're trying to log into the same IP, you'll be logging to same machine but not to different machines. Every machine has a different IP. And how is that IP allocated to it? So the networking section takes care of allocating it a separate IP, and all these IPs are together routed to the actual IP, or actual LAN through which the service is connected. It is NATed to that external cable, so that this external cable will actually act as a gateway for all of this internal IP addresses. So this internal IP addresses actually fetch network from the external cable which you are connecting to this LAN. Okay, that's a bit complex topic to understand, but there's an external LAN which actually is used as a bridge actually to connect to the internet, to connect all your virtual machines to the internet. Okay, simple thing. Okay, so for that we need a virtual private, we need a VPC, we need subnets and all stuff for that purpose. Okay, so that is a purpose why we need networking. Okay, so when you go with a VPC, you see, I want a separate VPC created, I need a separate subnet. Okay, under this subnet it has to assign a pool of IPs, it has to pick IP from this, okay, and then it should get internet connectivity. So all you have to specify. Okay, click EC2. EC2. This is your management console of EC2. It says so and so resources are running. Okay, there are so many volumes. There are, okay, so and so amount of key pairs and so and many of security groups. It is all speaking. Some summary was given here. But you have one option here. Go ahead and click it. Launch instance. And when I said launch instance, it came to something. So what is an AMI? Amazon Machine Image. What is it? I said there is an operating system for your machine. Similarly, there is another operating system for your virtual machine, or a machine which is not existing physically. For your virtual machine, you have an operating system. So how are you going to install operating system? So for your machine, without operating system initially, as soon as you have a hardware, will it be accessible from anywhere without a hardware? Can never be accessed. How are you going to do it? Simple. You need to go to your server, sit there, or to your machine, come here, put a CD into it manually, then start, or a pen drive, then start booting it, so that once hardware is done, then it goes and connects with the net. When operating system is done, then it goes ahead and connects with the network or something, okay, which can be used virtually. So, but here your virtual machine is only sitting somewhere, and you don't have, it doesn't have any physical stuff. So where are you going to put your USB or your CD or your DVD? Where? Nowhere feasible. So for that purpose, how are we going to get an operating system is, we need a image. an image of the base operating system. Linux, it has only Linux, it doesn't have any applications on it. Red Hat, Red Hat Linux. Windows, only Windows platform. So when you create an instance with this image, it actually it creates a virtual machine, and operating system is also booted at the create time, launch time only. And what is that operating system? Any one operating system which you choose among this will be selected as an operating system and created. Okay, this is how it works. So now let's select how many do we have? Amazon, Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu, Windows, okay, Windows servers, okay, Ubuntu servers, Linux, a lot of them. So now I've come here, said Linux, and I've come here. It speaks about some flavor, okay. So what is a flavor? What is the type? Instance type is, again it says instance type is, because we are going with a free tier, that's the reason why it is selected, or else you can go OTT.nano, OTT.small, OTT.medium, whatever it is. So it has one CPU, virtual CPU, it has 1 GB of memory allocated for it, okay, and storage is EBS storage or something, and network performance would be low to moderate, okay. But when you go down, these are all paid ones, heavily charged. They even specify you how much network, 10 gigabyte of network is going to work, and 60 GB of 36 GB of 60 GB of RAM, and 36 of 36 vCPUs would be present, okay. So this is what it speaks about. Go ahead with the free tier, that is enough for us. Next, configure instance details, okay. How many instance we want to launch? 1, okay. And network. Can you have a default VPC, but if you want, you can go ahead and create a new VPC. How do we create a new VPC? Let's see. Create VPC. .0. Whatever you want to do. 16, okay. Or by 12 or by 14, whatever you want to specify. Tenancy default, you don't want a dedicated one, okay. Go ahead and use 10.0.0.0 by 16 as well. Created some VPC. Leave it, come back. Show you VPC, whatever I connected. And for it, no subnet is there. Defaultly, for every VPC, you'll have a subnet. Okay. So for this, there is no subnet. Say create new subnet. Create a subnet. Just subnet. This you're going to create a subnet for test, right? That's all. No preference. If you want to specify any preference zone, you can specify it, or else you can just leave it. CIDR block range 10 dot it can be anything between 16 to 28, actually it can be 24 even, okay. 16 18, 20, 22, 24. Just created one subnet. You can go ahead and use the subnet whatever you have. You have a subnet. You have got it. Okay. And auto assign public IP. So when you select this option, automatically a public IP would be allocated to your PC at your virtual machine. Okay. So what is an IAM role? So I told you IAM is nothing but identity and access management. It is nothing but creating your users and providing them accesses. That's it. Okay. So these are different roles which we have. We have in IAM we have different sections. Groups, users, roles. Okay. Let's see each of them. There'll be, if you want to create any group, you can create a group with create group option. Okay. And whatever policies you want to attach to it. Go to groups. Say create a new group. And these are different policies you have. That is, you want to give people, all people in this group administrator access, you can select. Or you want to give to any specific services, you can select. And you can create a group. A group will be created. Now how you are going to delete it? Delete group will allow you to delete the group. Okay. And users. Similarly, we create a VPC and we can even delete a VPC with the same actions, delete subnet. Okay. We have users. So these are the set of users. So how will I create a new user? Create. Now you'll get some credentials. Save this credentials. This is one sort of credential. Even you lose it also, you can regenerate or you can download it at a later point of time. Trial. Suppose you lost your credentials. You lost your credentials also, you can do one thing, simply you can go ahead and create access key and you'll get another access key created which you can again download it or save it. Okay, simple. If you lose it also, it's not a problem. After generating a new one, old one can be deleted or made inactive or left like that also, no problem. So this is how you create your users. Okay, and let's go back. This user can be add users to groups. You can add this user to a group. So what is this? You can add that user or link that user to this group. Okay, simply how I'm going to add users to groups. Roles, which says that this user, all users in this group will have same set of access permissions and privileges. Okay, going to roles, the most important one. So what are roles? Whenever you create your virtual machine, you'll assign a role to it mostly, or you don't design it also, no problem, it will work. Thing is, for some softwares to install or for some services to work properly, you need proper roles for it. If at all you don't have a role to your instance, it cannot be, attaching role to an instance is a one-time task. It can never be installed, attached to your virtual machine once it is created. It could be done only before it is created. Okay. So what is this role speaks about and what is this all about? Next step. So do you want to attach a role for EC2? So much. EC2 full access, S3 full access, code pipeline full access, okay, code deploy role access, okay, or only gateway access or limited access, okay, even you can go with all, okay, and or if it's not EC2 service you want to select, but you want to select code deployment or data pipeline or something else, you can go ahead and select that service also and start selecting specific roles under it. I'll say get EC2 full access and click next step, and I'll say create role. We'll create a new role. Okay. So how are you going to delete the roles? Unnecessary roles can be deleted in this way. So you can manage your policies here, but your account settings can be found here. Okay. This is all about IAM. Nowhere you can be able to get your key pair. Nowhere I'm not able to show you where you can generate your or regenerate your key pair. It's not seen because it is a one-time task. It can never be done another time. I told you very. So I'll use some deploy or something. Okay. What is a shutdown behavior? Whenever I stop my instance, should I turn off, switch off, or totally terminate? Means totally it is what do you say? Server is totally turned off. It can never be turned on again. It is terminated. Okay, or it is deleted. This instance is deleted, but I want it to just stop. Okay. As we are going with the we'll go with the shared hardware. If you want a dedicated hardware, it will again cost us. Okay. Next, add instance, add storage. So this default storage which you got. If you want to add a new volume, just click here. And what is the EBS volume and what is the purpose you want to add? You can just go ahead and add it. Okay. Some name with which your instance will be displayed. Coming to security tool. So what is it all speaking about? Your security group is speaking about nothing but it speaks about what is a it has different set of rules. SSH rule, HTTP rule, HTTPS rule, and all rules. So what is it all speaking about? How your instance would get a proper internet connectivity from external world. This is all it is speaking about. Okay, and how is your internet? Is your instance? What are the ports open for your instance? You want to open HTTP port? You have to go ahead and open port number 80. Want to add HTTPS port, you have to open port number 443. Okay. So if you want to again go ahead and say, hey Spandana, I want to allow all traffic. Yes. I want to open port for SSH. I need to go ahead and open port for 22. Custom IP, if you want to specify any IP, I'll say it can be accessed from anywhere. Okay. This is how you're going to select it, and after selecting it, I'm selecting existing. So summary, whatever you wanted to create, go ahead and launch it. And now before we launch, it will ask you for a key pair. This is the one which I'm speaking about. Okay. So choose an existing key pair which I have, or go ahead and create a new key pair, whatever, and download the key pair and save it. It's a one-time file. It will be a .pem file. If you're not going to save this file, you will not be able to get it anytime. Okay. So I'll just select my existing key pair and launch this instance. So this instance will be launched now. It will take a couple of minutes to get this instance launched. Okay. This is all about instance creation. Okay. So once this instance is launched, we can quickly log into this instance. Let's see it. Just stop to my old instances which are running. All the running instances will be showed with green color, all the stopped with red, all the pending instances will be shown, or instances which are in working state will be shown in yellow color. Okay. And every instance here, meanwhile, let's see what I was speaking about, we'll find out. So it says this is my instance, and this is the instance ID whichever is displayed here. Okay. And what instance current state is stopped. Okay. So what is the type I used? T2.micro. These are the internal private DNS name and private IP. This is public DNS name and public IP. This is availability zone. Okay. This is a VPC which I used. This is subnet ID which I used. This is the image which I used. Okay. This is a security group rule which I used. Okay. This is the IAM role which I used. Okay. There's the EBS volumes which I have used. Okay. So all it is, and when is it launched. Okay. And this is all the data which it shows about the instance. Any doubts so far? Initializing, there will be a 2x2 checks which needs to be done. So once those checks are done, we can go ahead and we'll start working on this instance. Take some time. Any doubts so far?
Ma'am, actually about the you loaded the OS, right? Virtual OS. Can you like elaborate that part a little? I did not understand
Yes.
about the hardware.
Okay. Okay, fine. AMIS. Right? About AMIS, right? We are speaking about images. So here we have different flavors of operating system. Let's say you want to go with Linux, you can go and select Linux. It's Ubuntu, you can go and select Ubuntu. So why is this operating system required is because we are not able to, boot. It's your hardware is ready, then you can go ahead and manually or install your operating system in it. It cannot be done automatically because it is nowhere in network or it doesn't have anything. It's just a dabba, nothing. It's just a box which has some hardware inside it, which has some RAM, CPU, everything, but nowhere it is connected to anything or nothing is coordinated. Okay, when you come Physical machine that I go and boot it. So what happens is, as whenever your virtual machine itself is getting created, it gets created with along with a. So there is a libvirt driver I told you. This libvirt driver actually starts acting as a layer. Okay. So on top of which all the virtual machines are built. So it is the one which communicates with the physical machine and with the virtual machines OS. So sorry actually. Soumit?
Liner driver.
Okay, after the libvirt driver, so libvirt driver is the one which starts communicating with your operating system and with the virtual machine's operating system. For it to communicate with the operating system, we actually need to boot our operating system. So how are we going to do it on a physical machine? It is from the CD or a pen drive or a DVD which we do it. But when it comes to a virtual machine, it could not be done. Okay, so for that purpose, we boot the instance operating system along with the instance. So where is it going to get it? It is not somewhere from CD or something, but it is going to copy that from the image whichever we are giving. So this image, from this image, it copies that operating system and creates a virtual machine. Okay, and virtual machine will start communicating with with the actual machine via libvirt driver. Okay, so that's how it works.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, fine. Chalo then. Just try to create a MSN account for you all and just try to launch a EC2 instance. Okay, you can go ahead with the default subnet and default VPC and just try to create a virtual machine and make sure how you can start and stop that instance. That's it. Okay, so I'll continue in the next class. Okay, Shiva. Hey, do
Yes,
you have
sir.
any doubts? Shiva, actually, no, it's 8 o'clock.
Okay,
I'll
now.
be leaving
So
today.
Sampath, Sandeep,
Okay.
and Swami, do you have any queries on today's session?
No.
For me, no issues.
So all are good with the session, right?
These are fine.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe guys, in weekends you are available like Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm available.
available.
Okay, so I will send you an email. Sorry.
Available in the sense same EST timings or how?
Same time, like exactly what you time, like 9:30
Uh,
p.m. PST.
yeah, then it's fine.
So,
Oh,
guys,
actually, I have some work, so I'll be leaving. So you please carry on with Shiva. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for
Okay.
joining. Bye.
Okay. Yeah.
thank you, Spandana. Bye.
Bye.